never been in pain like that in my whole life. And oh my goodness, yeah. Every decision that I make, I have so much mom guilt. Do you think you would leave teaching to be a mom? Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Emma. I am a second year first grade teacher. I am a brand new mom, and today we're just gonna do a really casual Q&A. I feel like I've been getting a lot of questions on YouTube and Instagram, just kind of like about everything that's gone on the past couple of months. Obviously, a lot has happened, and I've just been getting a lot of like very similar questions, so I thought I would do a Q&A. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. I have been trying to sit down to film this video since 9 o'clock. This coffee is full, and I made this at 8 o'clock. So thank goodness we found something that has been making her happy. The only thing is her swing that's right next to me, and it's like swaying her. So you might hear like the rocking of the swing this whole video, and I apologize, or like little baby noises. And I apologize for that, but that's the only thing right now that makes her not cry. Before we get started, if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. I've been looking at my YouTube analytics lately, which I don't do very often, but just setting goals for 2022 and then like reflecting on what happened in 2021 and the growth and my analytics and all that stuff. All that to say, I've been looking at my analytics and it tells me who watches my videos that are subscribed versus not subscribed. And there's like a very large percent of you who watch my videos that are not subscribed. So you should subscribe, stick around for all my videos. Let's get started. All right, so I have all my questions. I'm just gonna I'm not even gonna overthink this. I'm just gonna read them as I see them. Will you be going back to work soon? My first day of work is March 7th, Monday, March 7th. And then the week after that is our spring break. And so I felt like that would be a good week to, it just kind of like worked out that way, but I thought that would be a good way to ease into it, you know? Next question, how do you feel about coming back to school? I think that I'm getting more and more ready. I don't know, I was worried that when I took my leave, it would make me want to quit my job and stay at home forever and never come back. And that's not necessarily what's happened. I'm actually really looking forward to going back, to seeing my students, to getting into a routine. I've really been craving routine, which I know that once this leave is over, I never get this time back. And so I'm trying really hard to make the most of every day, but it is a lot to be trapped at home. I think if it wasn't winter time and freezing cold and COVID wasn't running rampant, I would be able to go out and do things with her and kind of enjoy my leave a little bit more. But because we've been kind of trapped at home this whole time, I'm kind of getting a little bit stir crazy and feeling like I am ready to go back to a normal routine and kind of start to navigate this new season of learning how to juggle being a teacher and being a mom. And how many kids do you want? So if you would have asked me this a few months ago or a year ago, I would say 4. 4 was my number for a really long time, and I know that that's a lot of kids, but I have always just wanted a really big family. I only have one sister, and I have always just wanted those really big holidays with all of the siblings and all of the grandchildren, and I just want a really big family. Now, going through pregnancy and labor and taking care of a child, one seems like enough. There's a very, very, very good chance that I will have more kids. I don't know how many, but I get now why people have one kid and then they just stop, because I am not looking forward to doing all of that all over again multiple different times. My plan is that next time we want to have a baby in a few years or so, see how that pregnancy goes, see how that labor goes, and if it's just as bad as this pregnancy and labor and delivery were, I'm probably I might be good with 2. What is your biggest goal for 2022? I actually wanted to film a whole sit down video about this. It's funny, I sat down to film this video last week, and kind of the same thing that happened. It's she knows what I'm trying to film. The same thing that happened today, where she just lost it. It was a rough morning, and it didn't happen. We didn't end up filming it. So I'll just really quickly share what I wanted to share in that video about 2021 and going into this new year. I filmed a video about reflecting on 2020 and setting goals for 2021, and I will link that in the cards because it was really interesting for me to watch, and I remember spending a lot of time like praying about that video. I thought 2021 was gonna be different, and I'm sure you're with me there, but I did not expect to come back to my second year of teaching still dealing with COVID as much as we are. So this year for 2022, I'm almost like weary to set goals. I don't want to set all these goals and huge expectations and then feel like I need to beat myself up when I don't meet them, if that makes sense. I am really proud of 2021 and all of the things that did happen in the midst of like chaos. Pregnancy, I'm not gonna like go on a whole spiel about this, but pregnancy was the hardest thing I've ever done. Labor and delivery was the hardest thing I've ever done. And I feel like I am such a stronger person now on the other side of it. So that's like, when I picture 2021, that's all I really picture, because I was pregnant from like the end of March until the end of like, or middle of December. So like, that's a good chunk of the year. Michael and I hit a lot of goals, not a lot. We hit some goals in 2021. Like we had different financial goals that we wanted to meet, and we definitely have goals for this year. We hit like our savings goal last year, which was really exciting. We paid off our car last year. Michael is going back to get his master's, and we have paid for that all so far, like out of pocket, and we have no debt from that, and that has felt so good. So those are some of the goals I have going forward, is like continue to pay his school as we go rather than take a loan. We have new like savings goals because we would really love to buy a house in like the end of 2023, buy our forever home, or maybe even like the following year. But I just want to save a lot of money this year. I also have some like YouTube goals. I really want to try to be consistent on YouTube this year. I don't know how easy that's gonna be, but I don't want to just like give this up because I love it. And also it is such a blessing for my family. Like it is my part-time like second job, and I love it. It's just gonna be kind of different, obviously, but that's a goal I have, is like I just want to keep growing and working towards making my channel better. I'm really going on a whole ramble here, I'm sorry. I told you I had a whole video I wanted to make about this, so I had a lot to say. But my word for 2022 is grace, because I want to give others more grace. I want to give myself grace as I'm navigating all of these new seasons, and just realizing like it's okay that today it's 11 o'clock and I'm just now getting to drink my coffee. Like it's okay if some days I don't get anything done. It's okay if I miss an upload on YouTube one week because of life. Like I want to be more, not lenient, but like I beat myself up a lot if I don't do XYZ perfectly, and I want to give myself more grace because nothing that I do anymore is perfect, and that's okay. Okay, sorry that was such a long-winded answer. Let's do some like rapid fire. How is baby J and how am I? I feel like we're learning our routines. I feel like we are kind of learning what works for us and works for her, and what she likes and what she doesn't like. And that's a really encouraging thing as a parent, when you finally like start to learn what her cries mean and what she loves and what she dislikes and how to soothe her and all that kind of stuff. Like it's satisfying in a way, like when she has a certain cry and I know it means this and I do this to fix it because she likes it, and then she's fine. Like I feel so accomplished. And anyway, we're adjusting, but we're doing really well. Were you in a lot of pain when you were in labor? I do have a whole like birth vlog that I will link for you. It's not very detailed, and honestly you don't see me in all of my pain. I was in excruciating pain because by the time that it came for me to push, I got my epidural at 3 in the morning and I didn't start pushing until like 5 p.m. that day. And I swear to you, by the time I pushed, my epidural was gone. Like I was not numb. I'm not saying it's the same as having no epidural, because I'm sure like there was some of it in my system probably, but I have never been in pain like that in my whole life. And oh my goodness, yeah. Yes, I was in a lot of pain. Anyways, next question. After having baby Jordan, do you think life as a mom is harder than you expected? I didn't know what to expect, and you just don't know what to expect before you have a baby. But it is extremely challenging, and I have such a new respect for moms now. You know that moms work hard, and you know that it's hard to be a parent, but like you don't fully understand until you're going through it. And now I'm like, wow, moms and dads are superheroes. I feel like I'm answering these questions so horribly. Like, am I even making coherent sentences? You guys, this is goodness. Are you happy to be done with pregnancy? Do you feel better postpartum? I would take postpartum over pregnancy any day. And that's gonna be different for everybody because I've heard people who say the exact opposite. Y'all know my pregnancy was so darn hard. I'm not gonna talk about it more because y'all are probably sick of hearing it. But I can't even express to you how much better postpartum has been. I feel like I'm finally myself again. I kind of have my body back again. Like, I can fit into my clothes again and I can breathe. I don't have somebody kicking my ribs. Postpartum has been so much better for me personally. Ooh, this is a great question. Does marriage feel different or does it feel like one more has joined the party? This is another goal I have for 2022 that I forgot to mention, is trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to figure out how to be a mom to Jordan. I'm trying to figure out how to be a teacher. And I'm also trying to figure out how to be a wife in this new season. And it is really challenging, honestly. Our marriage is, I feel like it's different. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like we're in a whole different ballgame now. And it's just different. And so that's something I want to focus on this year, is making sure we're still like going on date nights and spending intentional time together, and making sure we're not just like roommates taking care of a baby, because sometimes when you're up all night and you're just like taking shifts and passing her back and forth, that's kind of what it can feel like. So that's a goal I have. So if you have any like tips for that new area of life, I would love to hear them, because that's something I really want to prioritize this year. What are your must-have baby items? I have learned so many things that I bought and have never touched, and things that I have bought and bought again and again. So I actually just started an Amazon storefront. I will have it in my description. It will always be in my description, but I have a whole like category on Amazon of all of my baby things, and I put all of my favorites that we use every single day in that category, so you can just directly shop them. So go check out that like little section. But if I had to pick just like a couple random things, I would say our Hatch sound machine, good swaddles, but I can't tell you like this swaddle or this swaddle, because we've had to learn like which ones she likes and which ones she doesn't like. Oh, also a good baby monitor. This is the one that we have. It's also on my storefront, and it's like the most basic, old-fashioned, I mean, it's not that basic because it's got a fancy video, but we bought the Owlet. Hate it. It's on your phone, uses Wi-Fi, it doesn't connect sometimes. This one is just like basic, doesn't use Wi-Fi, it's a good old camera, and it is the best. Those are just a few of them, so again, go check out that little section in my Amazon storefront. Are you excited to go back to your classroom? I am so excited. I'm just really excited to get back to teaching, because I do love my job, even though it's really hard and I really needed some time away. It's made me appreciate what I've had. But this like time away has made me remember why I love teaching, and just given me that space to rest and recover. And now I'm like excited, and I've got my passion back, and I can't wait to get back to teaching. Somebody said it was birth hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, which of course it was. Yes. Most unexpected part of postpartum life. One is the mom guilt. Like, every decision that I make, I have so much mom guilt, even if I know it's the best decision. You know what I mean? Like, even if I know that I'm doing the right thing, and I know that I'm making the best call for us and for her, whatever it is, I have so much guilt, and it's so annoying. And another thing is how hard it is to do anything. Like, today's a great example, and I'm not saying that like I need to be productive and I need to get all this stuff done and that that's more important than spending time with my daughter. That is not what I'm saying. But it takes me so long to brush my teeth. It takes me so long to like get dressed, and to clean the house. It takes me forever because I am 100% on her schedule. If she needs to be held, or she needs to be fed, or rocked back to sleep, or whatever it might be, like, I am on her time. It takes me so long, but it's okay. How did your dog react? So Ellie was so cute when we brought her home. Ellie was actually at my in-laws' house for a couple of days, and I think the day after we came home, we went and got her, and she just she loved her right away. She still is obsessed with her. She comes running when Jordan is crying, and they cuddle, and she gives her kisses, and like they're so cute. Do you think you would leave teaching to be a mom? I've answered this question before, but now that I've like stayed home all day every day with her, right now my answer is no. Again, that could change when I go back to work. I could prefer this over juggling both, or you know, in a few years when I have 2 babies or 3 babies, I might change my mind. Right in this moment, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I think it takes a special kind of person to do that, and I just don't think I'm that special kind of person. It's so hard being at home all day, and like I need to get out. I need my routine. I need to have kind of that like separation. And that sounds really bad, but it is a lot. And if I think can still have my passion and still have something that I love to do and go to every day, and my favorite people are my coworkers and my team, like they are some of my closest friends, and just getting to like talk to them every day, and I think that will be really good for me. Because of that, I don't have any intention of being a stay-at-home mom right this second. Do you wish you would have brought something to the hospital that you didn't? And I filmed a whole video about what I brought in my hospital bag. I will link that above, and they asked if that video was still accurate. So I would say a couple of things that I really was happy that I brought were an extra large phone charger, or extra long phone charger, definitely use that. A robe and slippers, that's what I would use like walking around the hospital, because the gown, like it's open in the back, and it's also just not very like cozy, and so I loved wearing my robe and walking around in my slippers. I brought my own pillow, that was good. I wish that we would have brought blankets, we didn't. And I wish I would have had like my own blanket. Michael didn't really have a comfortable blanket. He had like the hospital one. And I wish I would have brought a blanket. Something else I did not use, I packed like a few different outfits. I never wore them, you guys. I just walked around in my nursing bra and like the little mesh underwear that they give you, and my robe. That's all that I wore my entire hospital stay. I never wore an outfit until I went home, and I packed like 3 or 4 different outfits for me. So that was not necessary. Something I'm really glad we brought was a good swaddle, because the hospital blanket swaddles are so thick and like rough, and we didn't know how to swaddle very well, or like at all in the hospital, so we had to learn. And that's like the worst possible swaddle to learn how to swaddle with, and Jordan would break out of it every single time, and then she'd wake herself up, and it just was too much. So I would recommend bringing like a zipper swaddle to the hospital. Then you don't have to like try to learn how to swaddle a baby while you're like recovering. And we brought a copper and pearl swaddle, which I love, but it's not a zipper, it's just a regular swaddle. We didn't know how to swaddle. So bring a zipper swaddle to the hospital. So much easier. I think I answered most of the questions. The rest are kind of about teaching, and I will probably do like a teaching update or maybe a teacher focused Q&A a little bit later on. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments, and I will either answer them or I will answer them in a future vlog. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss my future videos. I am so grateful for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.